foolish enough to believe that my generation was going to be the one that actually changed this country into the ideals that we all believe that it should have. The real America that my generation, I was delusional enough to believe that my generation was going to be the one that really implement real change in this motherfucker and make it equal for everyone. I stupidly believed that bullshit. I'm 57 and I fully understand and recognize that this country will never change. This is a white supremacist country and it's embedded in this motherfucker. And it has no interest in changing. It's all just talk. Okay? When that motherfucker got elected, that showed me that this country.
And this is what we've been trying to tell you, Jake. You know what I'm saying? Our people lost in the sauce. They believe there's some kind of way that everything is just good to go. You know, all this shit that's continually going on, they control everything. They control the real estate. They control the financial systems. They control everything. They control the land, the resources, you name it. In some kind of way, you thought everything was equal. What's going to get to that point? Are you fucking delusional? But like he said, he was delusional. And this Jake may actually wake up to the truth because he understand that what he was under was a strong delusion. Nothing but lies and witchcraft within the mind. See, a lot of our people really believe in this shit, man. They believe in this place. And they starting to see it for what it is. But we've been telling you, Jake, you still in captivity. Nothing has changed. It just the slavery looks differently. You don't have physical chains on your body. These are mental chains and financial chains.
Country will never change. How could I have been so delusional to believe that after 400 years of struggle for black people in this motherfucker, that my generation was going to change it? That's fucking silly.
And let me say this, Jake. What you think? What you thought Kamala Harris was going, you know what I'm saying, make your life better? You're delusional. You crazy if you think that. Maybe he don't think that. I don't know. But a lot of people thought that Kamala Harris pushing the LGBT transgender agenda was actually gonna make everything all good. You crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And this place is finished. And these Edomites been hating you, Jakes. This ain't nothing new. You Jakes had your head in the sand. Not understanding you know, you think because you go to work, you got a Edomite coworker, you know what I'm saying? You can go do some folly on the weekend. You think everything is cool. You Jake's got a simple mind that's outside of this truth. What do you think? What play the rest of this and I'm getting to this lesson.
There's no change in this motherfucker. None. None. And we have to recognize that shit. Okay? Recognize that shit. The only thing this motherfucker understand is violence. That's the only thing these motherfuckers understand.
Bingo, there you go. And it goes to show you who is Esau Edom today, the so-called white people. They hold MO as violence. They steal, they kill. Matter of fact, let me take that back. They murder. It's a difference from kill and murder. They murder, they lie, they blackmail, they destroy, they do genocide. They stole all his land from our brothers, the so-called Native Americans, the Gadites and Reubenites, and the other tribes that was over here. And yet the so-called white man is still their land, murder, bloodlust, and then call them the savages after he done all that evil. And they still have that same mentality today. They still look at you as being black people. When you go into the term black, I've went and done many lessons on the term black. Evil, wicked, sinister, untrustworthy, deaf. So when you call yourself black people, that's what you're calling yourself. Those things I just named. And it's wild to think that people call themselves white and black, Mexican, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Jamaican. That's some wild shit. Play the rest of this.
Violence. Country was created by violence, sustained by violence, got power by violence. Ain't nothing gonna change this motherfucker. I know there's younger motherfuckers in me and this motherfucker that think they can change.
Well, at least this Jake has came to some kind of, he had an epiphany, and sometimes with Jake, you got to keep beating them in the head to make them understand a point. It ain't that gonna ever change until we get delivered. Till this bitch is destroyed. It's just what it is. This whole so-called racism is built inside of America. It's built in the school systems, the collegiate systems, the sports systems, the financial systems, the real estate systems. Every system that you can even imagine. It is what it is. So we're going to get our vengeance back. That's why, Jake, you got to know the truth. Jake just has been succumbed to them being in captivity, and they just try to make comfort out of it. Like they don't see no end in sight of this. But again, I give this Jake a little credit. At least he waking up to a certain point that this is all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let me get into this lesson. This ain't going to be too long. All right. Let's get into this first scripture. And it's funny because I was reading something about so-called reparations. We know that reparations come in when we get in the kingdom. But I was reading the comments on this. And these Edomites, boy, they hate you, Jake. They really hate you. And you don't get it. A lot of you Jakes don't understand. Because you don't know the truth. You don't know the scriptures. They like, why the hell should you get reparations? And that goes to show you that's a perpetual hatred there. It's just what it is. These are enemies. Zechariah 11:5. It says, who possesses slay them. Ever since the so-called white man, when they touch down in any territory, they come with bloodshed, violence, and they come with all the savagery that you can even imagine, but they'll call you a savage. They call the so-called Native American savages, if you can believe that. The audacity of this devil, because he has a God complex. He think he's purity above the law, so to speak. This devil think he's untouchable. It says, who possesses slay them and hold themselves not guilty, because a lot of you Edomites, you current modern day Edomites, say it wasn't you. I didn't own slaves, but you don't understand. We ain't just talking about that. We're talking about a whole system that has been orchestrated and continues to be ran on so-called racism. And every facet is woven inside this country DNA. You still got something called sundown towns. You still have the mass majority of our people stay on one side of the town. The so-called blacks and Hispanics and the so-called affluent neighborhoods is dominated by so-called white people. It ain't just you didn't own no slaves. It's way deeper than all that. And that's what you're missing the point. And you don't understand reincarnation. That's why you're the same devils coming back thinking the same way. Your ancestors reincarnated back into this lifetime. But that's too amazing for somebody to understand that don't have an analytical mind. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord God, because they call their God, right? They say, man, bless God, bless America. That's the infamous phrase that has been pushed since the inception of this place. They don't give a damn about your slavery. They don't give a damn about your ancestors, what they've been through. They don't give a fuck. It don't matter to them. They narcissists. Let's go get into that next. It says, for I'm rich. You know how much money, how much, let's just say resources and money that they made in slavery is, you can't imagine it. It's a number that you can't imagine. And that saying, they stole the land. Think about this. Think about this come up right here. You steal the land, and then you get other people to work the land for free. Think about that for a minute. Think about how much wealth you're going to generate this over the generations, right? And that's the same money that they're living off today. And you have a lot of lower class Edomites that get mad at this kind of message because they say we poor too, but you haven't been oppressed in the way that we have. That's a whole different thing that you don't understand. It says, "For I am rich, and they own shepherds, you effing MFing ninja pastors, sellouts, pity them not. They don't give a damn. They just trying to enrich themselves in the society, this wicked society, and they have to do Christmas. They have to do Thanksgiving. They have to push all the agendas of the so-called white man to benefit off that." Let's go here. I put in Zechariah 11:5, so I'm gonna show you something. And we the only ones speaking up for our people. We the only ones crying out for the injustice, the atrocities. You know what I'm saying? Most of our people have been succumbed. They've been muzzled, you know, because they just in a different state of mind. They have been overtaken, right, by this devil. This devil has overcame them. They defeated. Zechariah 11:5, it says the Bible verse that describes the cruelty of corrupt leaders, which is talking about in this modern time, so-called white man, who oppress and slaughter the people that they are responsible for. Let's go here. Justification at the top. It says the verse describes how corrupt leaders justify their actions by saying they are not guilty. And that's literally what they say. They even got something called critical race theory when they changed, you know, the history books that's going into slavery and said it was voluntary. All that kind of crazy shit. By saying they're not guilty and that God is pleased with their actions. Look at that devil, Donald Trump, Nero, right? Proud. It's a real devil, man. Let's go here. And, you know, the average so-called white person is a narcissist. Narcissist, Salakia. Narcissist is someone who's, Salakia, is someone with a personality style that's characterized by an excessive focus on themselves. Look at the devil, Donald Trump, Nero, right? He, you know, they don't give a damn about nobody else, man. It's just what they going through. It's what they got going on, right? Focus on themselves and their own needs. It says they can lead to a lack of empathy for others. You ask the average Edomite about reparations, they gonna damn near want to lynch you. But you devils got something coming. Right here, lack of empathy. Narcissists have a diminished ability to empathize with other people's feelings. Like I had did that video maybe 2 days ago when an Edomite and that Jake was going toe to toe, and that Edomite refused to look at all the actions that his ancestors did. He didn't want to deal with none of that. He ignored all that. He acted like that shit didn't even happen. He said, "We want these, we want them out." You know what I'm saying? And that's that lack of empathy because this is your enemy. They don't give a damn. Let's go here. Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, until the day that I will rise up to the prey." Our enemy is the so-called white people, Edomites. "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms." It says to pour upon them my indignation. When you go in this word indignation, it means righteous anger. "Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." Right? So look here. The Lord gonna fight our battles. We ain't got too much longer to go in this kingdom, right? And it is what it is. Esau is done. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakhat Kodash. Shalom.